Well, good morning, one and all. Welcome to Garden America. I'm Bryan Main, along with my good buddies. To my right, John Bagnesco. Further to my right, Tiger Palafox. And it's good to see one and all this morning. It's good to see John. Good to see Tiger. Good to see you, John.
Yeah,
Good to see John C. Tiger.
59 degrees out here.
I'm sorry, what's that?
It's 59 degrees. Can I make a suggestion? Next week, behind us, you see the tomatoes, but beyond the tomatoes is a hot tub.
Oh, you want to do it in the hot tub?
I would like to do next week's show in the hot tub. If it's going to be in the 50s, this is just too cold.
I will say this.
Either that or I'm going to dress.
Our third or fourth week here. I think 3, maybe.
Yeah.
This is the coldest.
Yeah.
Right.
Because things have definitely cooled off here in San Diego.
The seasons are changing.
The seasons are changing, like seasons in the
Seasons
sun.
of the sun. We're not in the sun yet, though.
No, not yet. But
Yeah.
We will be here
It will
in a while.
be soon.
Hey, here we
looking-
are again. John, are you happy to be here?
I was just looking at the picture, the shot that we had. Tiger had, last week we divided cymbidium orchids, right?
Yep.
And then I brought a dendrobium that I've been afraid to tackle for the last 4 years. And you did an awesome job splitting that into 3 plants, 3 nice-sized plants.
Very nice, aren't they?
Yeah.
I actually have 4. There's
4.
one down there that I still left. Yeah.
I see.
There was
Yeah,
a lot.
sure. Okay.
There was a lot in there. You know, the one thing I will say compared to the cymbidium to the dendrobium, which was kind of a challenge, John, is I feel like those had bigger.
Pseudobulbs?
Yes, exactly. So when I was cutting into it,
Right.
they didn't. The cymbidium kind of like fell apart a little bit, or you can pull it apart.
I think
This
that
one I had to cut.
that particular cymbidium was rotted in
Okay.
parts, right? So that's why it fell apart easier.
Yeah. So
Nothing
this one I
worse than
actually
a
had to
rotten
cut.
cymbidium, right?
No. Especially when they're rotten to the core.
Yeah,
Wow. Anyway, here we are. It's a beautiful morning.
it is.
I mean, you can see the sun reflecting
Oh,
behind us.
and if you're standing in the sun, it's really nice.
Yeah,
but-
we're in the shadows.
Yeah. We'll be in the sun eventually. It's going to be funny as people watch the program. They're going to see the sun just peek over and just hit our
Right.
heads,
Right.
and then our bodies, and then the whole set. We'll see how long it takes. They can watch the sun rise.
This is becoming a habit, coming over to your house.
I know, it's
I
nice.
like
I
it.
love
I like
it.
being outside. This is good. This is nice.
Yeah.
And we want to thank you for joining us, those on Biz Talk Radio. Again, Biz Talk Radio, you only get to hear the audio portion. If you want to watch us, see the show live, interact, you can go to our Facebook page, Garden America Radio Show. If you missed that, and even if you watch the show on Facebook, you can go back to our YouTube channel, John, Garden America Radio Show, after the fact, and watch whatever show you want to watch.
That's right. No matter where you are, you can have all Garden America all the time.
That's right. And we're on a lot of platforms, too, including Alexa. She's happy to play the latest podcast of Garden America.
Well, she's nice that way.
There's a new Alexa, by the way, a younger-sounding Alexa.
Oh.
It's called Alexa Plus.
Oh, really?
And you can talk back and forth in normal conversation.
Interesting.
And unlike the older Alexa, when you would ask a question and she would say, I'm sorry, I don't know that.
But is she like the old one where just by saying her name on the radio, you've got things going off all over the world?
Probably.
John has those same conversations with people in his head, but it's not a device in his home. He just sits in his library.
That's right.
Creating chapters of his book, and next thing you know, he's talking to himself.
If you stand close to John, lean into him, you can hear those voices. You got to listen really carefully.
While you guys are
Chastising you?
no, just while you're kidding around, how about we do the quote of the week so I can get back to our website and don't have to go back and forth here?
Whatever makes you comfortable.
Yeah.
It's all about your comfort. And it's a great quote, by the way, if you haven't heard it or didn't read it yet.
Yeah, the quote's from Elizabeth Murray, and she said that gardening is the art that uses flowers and plants as paint and the soil and sky as canvas.
There you go.
I think I've said that many times and didn't know that she had said the same thing.
You know that when I'm talking to someone about a landscape project, and we're talking about how we're going to lay things out, you always talk about you always talk about levels, right? You have tall things, medium height things, low things, and because you want it to be as if you're looking at a canvas on a wall. If everything was the same level, you would look right over it, and you couldn't see the different.
It needs to be
plants.
aesthetically pleasing.
Exactly, but the other thing people need to consider is, contours in their landscape too, adding mounds, planting on slopes and things, because that adds that element of a vertical, canvas as
Right.
well, like they were saying in the quote.
Well, you might look at something and you don't know why you like it, but it's pleasing.
Yeah.
Until you break it down.
And John has a beautiful slope in his backyard, which is a canvas, because the only bummer about it is John has to go down to the chicken coop in order to see it. But, at the same time, when he's looking down his slope, it's a very different look than when he's looking back at it. And I'm excited to see that. It's almost like John's gonna have to build a little man cave house down by the chicken coop, just so you can appreciate the fullness of your landscape, John. When it's all filled in the slope.
I think you ought to take a drone and then look down at your landscape
and watch it from the library.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, let me ask you regarding your chickens. Did you ever have to entice them to lay eggs? Like put golf balls in there?
Put golf balls?
Yeah, like a golf ball. And
No.
They do that?
To entice them to lay eggs.
I've never heard that, Brian.
Yeah.
Never heard that in my
That's
life
common.
before.
Oh, it's common. Tiger, you did it back at the nursery. Come on now.
Never.
You would stick golf balls in the roost.
That reminds me of. Do you remember?
Are you talking about so you can take the eggs and they're not upset? Because they'll just sit on the golf balls?
Go ahead, Tiger.
Do you remember? There was a whole fad for a while with tomatoes, and it was you planted it in red pots, and you planted.
I remember the red mulch.
Well, not. But then there was something else that there was like a red cage, and it was all of this red that was supposed to be something that was supposed to complement the tomatoes to make them more red or something.
I don't know. I mean, that seems silly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I thought the red mulch was, and maybe it's part of what you're talking about, was to reflect certain parts of the light spectrum.
Right.
That would be more beneficial for the tomato growth.
Right, that's
I've
what
got
I'm saying. You had all this red stuff around the tomato that reflected the light, and it was supposed to be, like you're saying, more beneficial. And it's
Right.
that red light, right? It's
I have a
red.
huge red Texas tomato cage.
Right.
It's red.
It's red. That's what I'm saying. They made all these things red for your tomatoes, so that way it would reflect the red light on the tomato, and it was supposed to benefit the tomato.
And what did those studies eventually show?
I think they figured out it was like,
No big deal.
Do we have
Mediocre.
any comments coming out of the
We have
show?
lots of comments. We've got half the country saying good morning to us.
Good morning, John Clements.
Yeah, our
he's
good
not
buddy.
doing his show this morning. Or are you already done, John?
And
'Cause
what-
he does a radio show
Exactly.
podcast in the mornings too.
So what's the rest of the country saying, John, if they're not saying good morning to us?
Some are just watching.
Okay. Well, we
Carla-
like people who watch, don't we?
Carla said she just swiped up to high and lost all the previous comments. There is a setting when you look at the comments, and it
Yes.
will be newest comments, most relevant, or all. So if you look in there,
You
and
want all, don't you?
You want to do all.
Yes.
Exactly. And then you can always see the comments, Carla. So just letting you know. Because that's always something that I do too, but you got to go back and change the setting. It's like it never remembers it. I do it every week, and it never remembers that.
When I opened the show, did I say we were broadcasting from your backyard?
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
We had a whole discussion about it. It was cold. John's complaining about the weather. He wanted to do it from the hot tub next week.
Brian's so
but I
cold,
did-
though, he can't remember.
But I did say welcome back to Tiger's Backyard. Okay. Because we might have people joining us for the first time and thinking to themselves, well, that looks nice. I wonder where they are.
Yeah.
I wonder where the
Unlike
boys
last
are.
week when it was the first time we were broadcasting from Tiger's Yard. Brian.
Oh, I did tell Tiger what I noticed this morning.
Yeah.
On the newsletter, in the newsletter.
Brian has been,
Dissecting the newsletter.
he's been pointing out errors. That's his greatest source of amusement lately.
The errors of your ways.
Yeah.
And what was the error I noticed?
I was going to show it to Tiger.
Okay, and see if Tiger can see it.
You see it
Notice it?
right off the bat in the newsletter.
September 19th.
Now look at the header. Do you see the header?
Garden Life.
That was a previous life of ours.
That was an old newsletter.
Well, I think the newsletter was supposed to be something nostalgic, you know, harkening back to the days of Garden Life.
Yeah. Retro.
Yeah, very retro, exactly.
It's so retro, it's not even retro anymore.
And I just noticed it this morning, and John said, well, what about last week? It might have been in there last week
No,
as well.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you get, Tiger, when you work with old templates.
Oh, I thought you were going to say old people.
Hey, there's an.
Goodness gracious.
I don't know if he's just using someone's profile, but it looks like an old friend of ours is online too, Walter Anderson.
Oh, welcome. Good morning.
Welcome, Walter Anderson.
Yeah. The rest of the country wishes they were here in San Diego. That is true because, there are definitely parts of the country that they're not in their backyard at 8 in the morning.
We're complaining about 59 degrees.
Yeah, and sunshine.
Hey, we got to take a break. How about that?
Oh, goodness.
Remind me when we come back to talk about an old friend of ours that contacted me during the week.
We'll do that. Welcome to Biz Talk Radio. Welcome to Facebook Live, along with Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, broadcasting from Tiger's backyard. We're going to take a break. Back after these messages on Biz Talk Radio. Okay, we are back from that break. I want to thank Fertilome, our major sponsor. They keep us going nationally, locally, regionally, and worldwide. Big thanks to Fertilome, our major sponsor here on Garden America. And again, if you're just joining us, yes, from San Diego, California, Tiger's backyard. Beautiful day. Now 60 degrees here. Sun is going to peek over the roof here anytime, which means we probably should get our dark glasses on.
Be blinded.
It's going to be blinding us.
I've got mine in the car.
So John wanted me to remind him after the break.
Who's saying blinded by the light? That was Tom Petty, right?
Bruno
Blinded
Mars
by
or
the
something.
Light was Electric Light Orchestra. No, wait, who was
No, wasn't it Tom Petty?
it? No.
Who did
Oh, I know. You know what? We got
Lived
it.
Up Like a Deuce, another something in the night?
See, can we move on because my brain.
Yeah, we were talking music before the show.
For a half hour of music.
Yeah.
Someone's going to chime in and let us know. I'm just having a glitch in my brain right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, I was talking about, I had a question from a friend of ours in Alaska. And he
Is this when you went up there to do a presentation years ago?
No. Sharon and I, and I believe Bruce, had met him on a garden writers tour. And he was director of the Alaska Botanical Garden. And he's been on our show in the past and written some articles for Garden Compass magazine.
Wow.
And
Talk about retro.
yeah, and talk about he's such an old friend that my mind just went blank.
I was going to say,
And I can't remember his name.
That's what a good friend.
Yeah,
he was.
It'll come to me in a second. But he also was in a band up there.
in Alaska.
Yeah, but it kind of surprised me when, I asked how he was doing and everything, if he was playing local pubs and stuff, and he mentioned that he hasn't played in a while because he's been recovering from a broken hip.
Ooh, tough.
And it made me think, oh my gosh, how many of your friends now are breaking hips, falling down? Not your friends, Tiger, but
It's interesting. When you're a kid,
Yeah.
they'll say, "Oh, Timmy tripped." When you're older, John fell.
He had a fall.
He had a fall.
He had a fall.
A
Yes.
fall. Not you, just the word. I'm using John as a generic
John
name.
did have a fall, though.
Well,
Remember?
that was several years
Yeah.
ago.
He had a fall.
But isn't that weird how kids can trip,
Yeah.
but older people fall?
Yeah.
They fell.
It's because the kids.
older people
Fall and
trip
get
and
right
then
back
they
up.
fall.
But it's always in that he fell.
Yeah.
Like don't let it get out, but he fell.
You don't let it get out.
Hey, Tiger, Lenore says that the Fertilome spinosad
Yes.
made wonders by, I guess, curing an infection of spider mites that she had in her tomatoes.
Excellent.
Okay, send this clip to Fertilome.
Yeah.
Just little
right.
sound bite here to Fertilome. We're not surprised though.
Well, the one thing I do like about the Fertilome spinosad product is that it's a spinosad soap. Sometimes the Captain Jack's
Right.
Captain Jack's bonide product is a spinosad, so it's great for chewing insects, but it doesn't have the soap aspect of it. And where Fertilome's included the soap, so then you can take care of the sucking insects as well. Not that this has anything to do with what Lenore said in terms of a miticide, but it's a very good all-purpose bug spray. If there's one spray you want to have in your arsenal as a gardener, I think it'd be the spinosad soap.
So what you're saying is that Captain Jack's might be good, but it won't do anything for those suckers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well put, John. Well put.
John, when John doesn't really have a temper, but
He was liking that one.
But
right
back
there.
in the day, John, the most temper you'd see out of him was when he'd accuse somebody by saying, "You're nothing more than a sucking insect."
Yeah.
You're no better than a sucking insect.
You knew he was fired up.
Then he was, then he was angry.
Exactly. Yeah.
I try not to get angry.
No, you're very even keeled. Did I tell you? You remember Mary Ayala at Kogo?
Yeah.
Talk about an even keeled personality. She's the kind of person where you would run into her office and say, "The building's on fire. The doors are locked. There's no exits. We can't get out. What are we going to do?" And she'd say, "Well, in theory, what we could do is," and just not even, break her mood or emotion.
Where I would run right by you.
Yeah, exactly.
And just be like, "Figure it out."
It's like George Costanza running out of the party with a clown on Seinfeld. The fire broke out. I was clearing the way for people. What do we have, John? Who's online talking about us?
Lenore was thanking Tiger for the knowledge that he gave some time ago on the spinosad from Fertilome.
Tanya has them on her euphorbia in her greenhouse. That I think we were talking about this because I mentioned that on the plumeria I had mites.
Right. As a matter of fact, this one that you put
exactly,
in one of our shots,
and how difficult
some.
they are, and a lot of mites affect greenhouses because they're inside. It's the perfect environment for it, and they're kind of a challenge to get rid of inside there.
Now, for somebody that's just tuning in or a novice and they see that camera shot, what are they looking at? If they said to themselves, "Well, those look nice, but what are they?"
Those are the dendrobiums that we repotted from last week's show that we divided and repotted.
And then there's two bottles of something.
You got a plumeria, and then we got a bottle of the spinosad soap and a bottle of neem from Fertilome.
Neem
just
oil.
To dress it up a little bit.
Was there a neem tree in Africa, John? Is that where that came from?
I believe that the neem tree is native to India, isn't it, Tiger?
Yes.
Not Africa.
No.
Not Africa.
Well, I was
close.
In the general vicinity of that part of the world.
In the correct...
Does anything come from Sri Lanka?
Oh, come on.
Go with this
if
stuff?
we get into Sri Lanka...
You know what Tiger wants to
we'll
talk about
stop.
next, which is in the same area? North Sentinel Island.
Oh, that was right there. Perfect.
Did you know that the heads on Easter Island had bodies?
Oh, they go way down underneath there.
Yeah.
They're an entire body
Yeah.
and head.
Yeah, I think that's what I just said.
Yeah, but I'm just reiterating for those. Here's what you say. You always reiterate for those just joining us. And they just discovered that not too long ago.
No, but if you keep it up, what are you going to say to people just leaving?
You missed a heck of a show.
Oh.
Anyway, Tiger, you did a great job. Now that took you a little bit of time. That's not something you threw together in 10 minutes.
No, it is something I threw together in 10 minutes. Okay.
No, not even 10 minutes. It was like 2 minutes.
I gave him less credit.
Bryan, we want to show people on the, watching the show a little bit of something else besides just our mugs.
Right.
Yeah.
Bryan mentioned that you had put two gourds there.
Two gourds.
And they're not gourds. They're pumpkins. Right.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And I argued with John. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
They're gourds, John. And I can just see him going, I'm trying not to get angry.
No.
Yeah.
And then the next year he said to me after that,
You're out of yours.
I'm no better than a sucking insect.
Yeah. Whoa. He was fired up.
They're nice pumpkins, aren't they?
It is pumpkin season.
Hey, before we get into pumpkin season, I wanted to...
Oh, by the way, we have a minute until the break.
Okay, because, Tiger, you mentioned about Tanya using that on her euphorbia.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering about using oils on some succulents.
Yeah, let's touch on that because it's an important thing to know, right?
Yeah, you can use it on leafy succulents, maybe like if her euphorbia that she's talking about, it was a poinsettia.
Yeah, or they have those other like
leafy
Euphorbia
ones.
Martini. I think it's Martini or Martini.
Oh, those are the hardy ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
this
Those
is
are
in the
foliage
greenhouse,
ones.
so I'm thinking it's...
Okay, we'll take a break and come
one
back
of
and
the
discuss
succulents.
that. You set the stage for the next segment.
All right.
Very good. Welcome to Garden America. Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Going to take a break for our friends on Biz Talk Radio, Facebook Live. Coming right back. Do stay with us, and thank you for joining us once again here on Garden America. Back from the break. Welcome, one and all. We do appreciate it. Those that have been watching and listening for quite some time, and I'm sure we have a few people that are new that have joined us recently, John.
Yeah, we were, prior to the break, we were talking about being careful what you spray on succulents because a lot of them have a waxy covering, and if you spray oils on them, it can dissolve that covering and harm the look of the plant. Or what's it called when you've got that bluish cast on some of like the echeverias? A bloom. Some of them have a bloom on, and if you spray them, you're going to wash that off, and it kind of destroys the look. Usually it's kind of a bluish cast on some of the echeverias.
And a lot of the succulents you have to be real careful with because, like what you said, and it'll burn them too because they're out there in full sun a lot of times.
Right.
And people don't think like, oh, I'll just, spray this on there. It burns it. And unlike other plants that are, when a rose gets burned foliage.
Right. Puts out new foliage, right?
Later you got new foliage, you don't even notice it. When a succulent gets burned, you sometimes you see that scorch on there for months and months and months.
Forever.
So,
same thing with cacti, even if you have damage to a cactus or you have some type of a poncho with a pad that gets damaged, it's just marked there forever.
It is. Yeah, you don't, so you want to be careful with using some of that stuff. Joyce said John's mic sounds a little bit fuzzy. So you have the headphones over there, Brian, if you want to try to take a listen to it.
Okay, will do. Let's see, John. This is you right here. Okay.
Kevin wrote, you have the headphones. You can listen.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say first.
Kevin wrote, do we have any recommendations for killing buttercups and clover that are taking over our lush Pacific Northwest lawns, plus dandelions? Now, Fertilome has a lot of products that are designed to kill weeds in lawns, that you can spray in Bermuda lawn or a fescue lawn, Kevin. So I know for sure, definitely clover and dandelions. What is a buttercup, John?
Well, Bryan always says that if you want to kill buttercups and clover, you've got to spray over and over.
It's like, that is good.
He wasn't listening.
No, he's trying to fix our audio. He'll hear it in about 5 seconds.
The buttercups are a native wildflower. They've got the single petal yellow flowers, but they can be weedy. So any broadleaf weed is going to do a good job on that. But you were mentioning
weed out. Weed out is the Fertilome product.
Right.
It's
Okay.
a spray.
Weed out. Now that'll kill. Did you say that does kill oxalis? Because oxalis sometimes you need a different
one.
Right, and you usually need something. They used to sell spreader sticker.
Oh yeah.
Because sometimes when you spray leaves, that covering we were talking about before, the cuticle actually lets the water beat up and roll off.
Yep.
So you've got to coat the leaf. So before they had spreader sticker, we would recommend putting in 2 drops of liquid detergent per gallon.
Yeah, like a laundry detergent. Yep.
Like a
dish soap.
Dish soap, right. And then, but now I think a lot of them have the spreader stickers in the chemicals themselves. So it just depends. I guess if you take a look after you've sprayed, you can see if the water's coating the leaves or if it's beating up. Yeah.
And that's a good note because especially when you're using a weed killer in a lawn, you're watering a lawn so much that it's very easy for these products to kind of get diluted or washed off. So you want to make sure you do your best to apply it in a time that it's going to able to stay on the foliage for as long as possible before it gets washed off or anything like that. So, definitely, there's some right ways to use it. We got a few questions in here, John.
Yeah, we don't have a live crowd. We're working on the computer, but it's nice to see that some people get what I'm saying. The one that Bryan missed about spraying buttercups and clover over and over. Veronica commented, "Oh, John, that's so bad." Thank you, Veronica.
Yeah. What's the name of the blue bottles? Can't remember, but help for that loan from Lenore. I can't dissect that comment.
What's the name of these blue bottles? I have no idea.
What was the other? No, not buttercups. That's not blue bottles.
Just a little bit of, not quite so close. There you
Helping
go.
us out with our
You
mic
go.
holding.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Brian's trying to fix the fuzzy
Audio
sound.
for us.
Yeah, you had just a little bit too close, but we should be okay.
All right.
We appreciate those people with the feedback.
Yes,
Thank you.
please do.
Yeah.
You know, when we're in studio, I don't have to hold it.
No.
And
We make you work when you're on location.
Yeah.
Well, you have this nice little stand in front of you that you can put your phone on. I've got to put one hand on a mic, another hand on the phone. I've got to scroll up with my thumb.
When you get home, get on Amazon and order one of these little phone stands.
I like Joyce's comment because she just jinxed herself. That she basically said the equivalent to I'm going to go home and wash my car, and now we know it's going to rain.
It's going to rain.
So she wrote fall planting this week: kale, lettuce, pak choy, and some sweet peas. Let's hope we don't get 100-degree weather.
Oh boy, here we go.
I think she meant bok choy. I think it's just
Pak choy, not bok choy. Well, I think she wrote lots hope, but I said let's. I can only make so many corrections as I'm reading something.
I see.
The spray bottles.
Oh, it may be that the blue bottle. Maybe
The blue
she's
bottle
talking
is
about.
neem. The green bottle. They're both gray bottles.
Yeah,
first
but
off,
one's got a blue label and one
one of them's got a green
Yeah.
label.
Okay,
the,
got it.
the blue one is neem, and then the green one is the spinosad soap.
Thank
Which-
you, Carla. That helps.
Which spinosad soap is made with just insecticidal soap.
There's no garlic.
No. Yeah, just the insecticidal. I was trying to think if they had pyrethrins in that other one too or not, but I think it's just insecticidal soap.
Was it? Let's see. Who was this? Joyce was talking about fall planting, right?
Yes.
And planting her cole crops. You know, I was just talking to my wife yesterday.
It's
We've
about
got-
time, John.
Well, she started it. She
Okay.
wasn't talking to me.
All right.
But we've got a whole week where we live and where you live too, where the temperature's going to be in the 70s, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was saying, you know, if we go and we plant our winter garden, we know we have Santa Ana's
Yes.
coming,
Coming, yeah.
and it's just going to burn the heck out of everything. So Joyce was wondering the same thing. You know, she's going to plant, and then is it going to go to 100 degrees?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And we really do have all the way through Halloween, meaning the end of October, because I remember trick-or-treating as a kid. And sometimes, you know, when you're trick-or-treating, you have those big costumes on, and you're just running around the neighborhood. And
This is when you were 30.
Yeah, this was last Halloween, and just sweating and
Yeah.
being so hot, walking around the neighborhood trick or treating because it was a Santa Ana, and at 7:00 at night it was still warm.
Yeah.
So
Just
You
amazing.
were arrested that one Halloween where you dressed up or undressed as Adam.
oh my gosh,
Okay, you know what? I had a hard time finding a fig leaf that was appropriate for the occasion.
They were all too big, right?
I was going to go the other way, but thank you
Oh,
for that.
All right.
Kevin wants to know, John, did you grow up in a city in Michigan or rural?
I grew up in Detroit, on the northwest side of Detroit, 6 Mile and Southfield, which is only 2 miles over from 8 Mile, which you know, Tiger, right?
Oh yeah, Eminem.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the
And
movie.
I actually
Yeah.
when we went through Detroit this last summer when we were in Michigan, we went by 8 Mile Road, but it's a very long road, so I don't know which section. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know which section of.
I
the road
remember,
we're on.
as a kid, driving through Detroit and going in under the Windsor Bridge, right, John? From Detroit to Windsor?
The Windsor Tunnel.
Oh, tunnel, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bridge was called the Ambassador Bridge.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'd go, that was, to me, one of the scariest things growing up because you go in that tunnel and it's leaking.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's water.
Yeah.
in it, yes.
Yeah, and it's like drips on your car and you just,
Okay, guess what? It's break time again.
Hey, Carla, thanks for answering our song question too.
Yeah, what did she say?
Bruce Cockburn did "Blinding by the Light."
no.
Blinding by
No.
the Light.
No.
No,
Nope,
it's
nope,
a
nope.
group. Gosh darn it. You'll have to Google that. I'm drawing a blank. But hey, we appreciate the information, the effort. Yeah, thank you. Okay, break time. Biz Talk Radio Facebook Live coming right back with answers to your music questions. Stay with us. And the answer is Manfred Mann, Blinded by the Light.
Right.
Way to go, Kevin.
And we all got it at the same time during the break.
Yeah.
And thank you so much. Yes. Well,
they
thanks
also-
for playing, Carla. We have lovely parting gifts.
They also did a cover of Do Wah Diddy.
Yeah, they did exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
There she goes, just a walking down the
Right.
street, singing "Do Wah Diddy."
Diddy dum, diddy dum.
Yeah, exactly. Tiger's got it.
I think it was Diddy Down, Diddy Down.
Hey, by the way, this is the final segment of Hour 1. If you are tuned in on Biz Talk Radio, which means top of the hour news, and then we come back for our second hour, we truly hope you can join us for hour number 2. But again, if you missed anything, Facebook Live and YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great way to just kind of know. I love kind of going back and visiting the comments from our shows, because sometimes there will be comments even that I'll get notified of a week later or a few days later on
Right.
something we say or something we do. So, people that are following the program and then going back and asking those questions later on, which is really nice.
The getting back to Kevin's question about where I grew up in Detroit, you know how you can go on Google Earth and see streets all over the over the world, right? Mm-hmm. And I went to because when you grow up, you never forget your old address or your old phone number.
We were Hudson 87302.
Yeah, and we were Kenwood 55447, and in 1761 Rosemont. But I remember when I was about 5 years old that my mother always wanted a blue spruce, and my dad and I went to the nursery. He bought a blue spruce, and we planted it in front of the house. So that would have been 70 years ago. And I went on Google Earth, and that's still there
The spruce tree?
in the same spot, and it towers over the entire neighborhood.
And how big was it when you planted it? About 3
It
feet?
was like about, at the most 3 feet tall. But, now it's probably close to 100
wow,
feet
how
tall.
about that, huh?
Yeah.
Good
It was
old
amazing
Google
to
Earth.
see. I'm surprised they would let it grow that tall, because it was just a little foundation planting.
What do you mean let it? You're surprised they would let it?
Like eventually you would.
Well, you would
probably
think you would
to
cut it down
Okay,
because
yeah.
it's 5 times the height of the house.
But the average person that's not into gardening or anything would just move in and go, that's a nice tree.
Yeah.
That's my guess, that they're
And
not
then they
really
would
into
get
that.
a bid, and then they would get a bid to remove
Well,
it. Be like,
also-
I think I'll leave it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It also became the type of neighborhood where I don't think anyone cared. That's going to require
Tiger has something to say.
going to
don't you?
require effort.
We have a question, John. I don't know
What's
if you
that?
can see this or help me. This is a loquat tree. Sent us a photo. You see the black section? It looks like the loquat tree trunk was cut, and then it's black around it. And the black might be due to maybe sap or something else. But they're wondering, if the black trunk if they can remove the black trunk without damaging the rest of the tree. Basically, if you have a damaged part of a loquat tree, if you cut off the damaged part, does it affect the rest of the loquat tree? And the loquat tree actually looks very healthy. You can kind of see by the tree.
Right.
It looks very healthy tree.
Right.
So I don't think there's any concern about cutting out any damaged parts.
So you're saying it's like just the plant's reaction to a wound, right?
Yes. That's
Just-
what I think the black was.
Right.
But,
It could be. It's hard to see, without actually being there.
Uh-huh.
But that's the way some plants recover,
Yeah.
like a scab over a wound.
But at the same time, I mean, and then to answer the bigger part of the question is if I remove that branch, that affected branch or that problem branch, does it affect the rest of the tree? And no, because the rest of the tree is going to be fine. It doesn't
Right.
rely on that one section.
Unless it
And-
ruins the shape of the tree, from an aesthetic
from an
point
aesthetic
of view. Right.
point. But a lot of times people do recommend also removing damaged parts of trees or bushes as well, because you don't want dead portions, like in your roses, you don't want just dead portions of the rose in the tree. You can cut out those
Right.
portions, and
That's when you
but-
deadhead them, right?
It's the flowers.
Oh.
Deadhead.
That's the name of a group. The Deadheads.
Are they
the
grateful?
Grateful Deadheads.
Are they
Grateful
grateful,
Dead.
the Grateful Deadheads.
Hey, speaking of roses, prior to the show, Bryan showed me a picture that he took of his simsalabim rose?
Yes, and I thought it was a good question, right?
Well, the question was,
I should put. Can we get that?
simsalabim is a striped rose.
Yes.
I mean, shockingly striped.
Right.
If you saw it, you'd go, "That's not real," right?
Obviously striped.
Yeah. But you showed me the bloom, or the plant had two blooms on it.
The first bloom is what I showed you.
Yeah.
And there were three behind it.
That are striped the way they should be.
Right. But what did that first bloom
The
look like?
first one was pure yellow.
Pure yellow.
Yeah.
On the same rose bush.
Right. And the reason for that is that simsalabim is first of all, it's a florist rose. And it's a sport of a florist rose called Frisco, which is pure yellow. But it's genetically unstable, so it sports into all these other combinations of colors. Well, it's kind of fun, right?
It's exactly. And I knew when
But let me point something out.
Sure.
You don't want to keep that branch there.
The one with the yellow?
Yeah, cut it way back because it could take over the plant and you'll have all yellow.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Now, I'll wait till the flower begins to look a little peaked because it looks nice right now.
Till it gets peaked. Yeah, no, you don't need to cut it off right now. I'm just saying that when you do deadhead it. That brings up, I just want to make sure with you guys because I never got this in writing, but we have our auction coming up October 26th.
Already?
And you're going to be there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm glad you gave me the date. Because last year it was like, next Sunday is the auction.
And you didn't come.
No,
Tiger was there though, right?
Auction last year?
I don't think so. Neither one of us. Now, where's it being held this year?
Same place, in Oceanside, at the Senior Center, El Corazon.
Oh yeah,
Senior Center.
We'll find it. Tiger,
Yeah.
you got to be there. You got to help me.
There's going to be a rose show, and we are going to introduce. By the way, there's this is kind of.
We have less than a minute just before the break.
All right, when we come back, I want to talk a little bit about the auction because it's open to the public and it's free. And we're going to have 4 speakers that are the types of speakers that you should pay money to listen to.
And all this is free?
Free.
How do you do it? Volume.
Yeah, we've got 4 speakers this year.
good.
But we'll talk about it when we come back.
Yeah, with that in mind, it's a break for all of us, actually. But Biz Talk Radio news coming up at the top of the hour as we continue to broadcast from Tiger's Backyard here in San Diego, California. Garden America, Tiger Palafox, John Begnesco. I'm Bryan Main. Taking a break. News coming up. Back after these messages. And as I mentioned, the news break on Biz Talk Radio. Stay with us. If you are just joining us on, either Facebook Live or Biz Talk Radio, welcome. It's Garden America, Biz Talk Radio, second hour. We appreciate you tuning in and listening nationally every week. And our big following on Facebook Live. We are back, John, and the sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. It's warming up.
It feels a lot better.
I hear
It
the
really
birds
does.
chirping. I hear the flies buzzing behind us. It's good.
How do you spell the name of Brian's rose?
Simsalabim.
SIM
Yeah.
SALA. Sala.
Bim.
BIM.
Is it
Yeah,
BIM?
B-I-M.
That's how you spell it? Sim Sala Bim.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's magic.
The middle A might be an I. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's simsalabim or simsalibim.
No.
I'm not sure which.
Well, if we spelled it wrong, it's John's fault.
Anyway, we posted the picture so you could see what we're talking about as far as the yellow rose versus the ones that are behind it coming up with obviously striped.
In the Frisco, which is the yellow rose, was like in San Francisco.
Sure.
Just Frisco, though.
San Francisco.
We were San Franciscan Nights. Eric Burden.
Eric Burden and the Animals.
Yeah. He had some good songs.
Well, he had a lot of songs. We were talking about one-hit wonders before the show today.
Right.
But
not Eric Burden. He was really good. Now, before it was Eric Burden, it was just the Animals.
Yeah, I think so.
And then it became Eric Burden and the Animals, then just Eric Burden.
They called him the little man with a big voice because he stands like 5'3" or 5'4" with a voice like that. So
yeah, but he had really, really good songs. Okay.
Tanya did make a comment on the audio still, Brian, but Kevin made a good request. Any chance of filming the auction and recording the speakers at the auction?
I think we did some of that a few years ago with Daniel.
Yeah. Well, with Daniel, he shot footage there, but we didn't do a live. maybe if I'm available, I can try to help out with something like that. We'll see.
Just at least bits and pieces of it.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to talk about the speakers that are going to be there.
Sure.
First of all, there'll be Tom Caruth from the Huntington Gardens will be there. First time. It'll be nice to hear him talking about what's going on at the Huntington.
Now, that's going to be on Saturday, though, right?
That's Saturday.
Yeah.
And, I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I think Saturday's the 25th.
Which would make sense if the auction's the 26th.
Well, the live
Saturday
auction's
is
the
the
26th.
Yeah, because the silent auction, which nobody can hear, is on Saturday.
Right, and it does start on Saturday. And there's also a Rose Show going on at the same time. But so Tom will be there. Then Greg Lowry from Vintage Gardens will be there. And I think he's going to talk about his recent trip to Japan to the World Federation of Roses, to their triennial conference. And then our buddy Ping Lim
I was just going
will
to
be there.
Ping.
And then Berling Liang, who was the propagator for Ralph Moore when he was alive. Ralph Moore, the father of the miniature roses. But what I wanted to point out was one of the roses in the auction was, you remember when we had Marion Ross there from
Right.
Happy Days?
Sure.
And Berling had named a rose for her, and that was in the auction. This year in the auction, we'll have Phoebe Adele Gates. And the story behind the Phoebe Adele Gates rose was that Berling got a call from Paul McCartney. And Paul told her on the phone that, I heard you have some roses available for naming rights. And she said, well, I do have a few. And he said, well, I'm going to have my grandson call you. So Paul McCartney's grandson called Berling and said, I'm dating Phoebe Gates. They were both in college together. And for Christmas, I want to give her something. And if you're Bill Gates' daughter,
What do you give, right?
What do you give Bill Gates' daughter? So he had a rose named after her.
That's a great gift.
And I think she was very pleased with it.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll be auctioning off that rose.
And Paul McCartney has a rose named after him as well.
The McCartney
Rose.
Yeah, it's called the McCartney Rose.
And he had an album called Red Rose Speedway back in the day.
Really? Mm-hmm. There used to be a tea brand, too, called Red Rose Tea. And a monkey did the commercial.
The amount of knowledge that is shared between you two astonishes me.
And on Magical Mystery Tour,
Oh, my goodness.
they were doing some kind of a dance routine, and they all had roses, and he had a black rose.
Oh, that's back when Paul was dead, right?
Something like that. Yeah. He's alive now, though.
Yeah,
That whole death thing didn't work out.
I remember that. We talked prior to the show about the phrase clatu barada nicto, which was in The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Right.
Anyway, that's digressing just a little bit.
It's okay. We're Tiger's keeping an eye on things, right?
I am, and we're looking really good. I don't know about the audio still.
Yeah, I don't know. Everything's the same as it was last week. Everything, unless you fiddle around with it, Tiger,
Where
during
are the
the week.
headphones at?
But
Hand me
you're
the headphones.
not a fiddler, are you?
I'm not a fiddler, and I don't go on roofs.
Now it's going to drive you crazy because you're going to hear the delay and then the live.
Wait a second. This tied up in
It's a rat's nest, John.
underneath.
Don't you love this live radio, live video broadcasting? There you go. See what you think, Tiger. What do we have, John, as far as
Well, Kevin wants to
comments,
know
questions?
if there's any chance of filming. Oh, we already covered
Yeah.
that, right?
We'll try to get some. We'll try to get some bites,
Okay.
video bites.
Tanya says that her husband says the rose name is from Johnny Quest. He would say it when he did magic. Oh, Simsalabim is a name.
That was Haji. Haji was with Johnny
Haji,
Quest.
right? But it's a magician's name like Alakazam.
Yeah.
Simsalabim.
Yeah. Abracadabra.
Abracadabra. Right, and that's where those names came from. Yeah, so they might have easily used it in Johnny Quest. That moment of silence was brought to us by
Our good friends at Fertilome.
no, it was from our good friend Kevin Lawrence. who,
Nicely done.
I was reading his comment where he said, "We make our sun tea from red rose tea mixed with peach tree."
You know, I had forgotten about sun tea because I remember it actually does.
It was a thing for a while.
It enhances the flavor. It's not one of those. At least with me, with my taste buds, it wasn't like I don't taste much difference. It was like, wow, this is really good, very good.
Now down south they drink sweet tea,
Right. I just
Which
made you
is-
some sweet tea. Come on in.
which is 50% tea and 50% sugar.
I'm going to make sun tea. I'm going to be into the sun tea again. Thank you for that, Kevin.
Do you have sun in your patio?
Oh, speaking of that, you can definitely tell that things are changing with the sunlight in the patio. By 11 o'clock, it's already very shadowy,
Oh, really?
very shadowy. So yeah, you can definitely see and figure out what time of the year it is if you didn't know. What are we doing down there? We all right?
I think I'm stepping on
It's cords and wires
Tiger's
and
wires.
John's totally tangled up.
There we go.
tangled up in blue.
There we go.
There's a Bob Dylan song. Tangled up in blue.
Bob Dylan. He had a great Christian album, by the way. We've talked about it
Yeah,
before, right?
late 70s, right? Mid to late 70s?
Slow Train Coming.
Yep, exactly.
Coming around the bend.
Not to be confused with the
Do you remember his
Midnight Special. The Midnight Special, a lot of people did that song and covered that song, but it was a train. It's about a train, the Midnight Special.
Do you remember the country album?
Nashville Skyline,
Is that what it was called?
where he did a country album.
I thought this was
Tiger-
on
Tig-
the country album, but Lay Lady Lay.
I leave you guys alone for like
You
30
wanna-
seconds.
Do you want to do
and-
your own garden show?
Serious. What, I'm trying to figure things out over here. Next thing you know, it's been a half hour of music trivia. You know?
Well, I was just thinking about Lay Lady Lay because that was the first time I heard Bob Dylan sing.
Sing, right?
Yeah.
I know,
And it
exactly.
didn't sound, he actually sounded good,
yeah,
like he had a good voice.
He could sing, absolutely.
Oh, my goodness.
And the comments on the question. We got about a minute. Let's see, less than a minute till the next break here, about 30 seconds.
Lisa checking in from Chico. Good morning, Lisa.
Thank you. Good morning, Lisa.
What's Lisa doing in Chico? Lisa's from Reading, right?
You know, she travels. Chico's a wonderful place to visit in October.
It is wonderful. We're going to take a break. How about that?
You know what?
Then we can reset the stage.
And trivia, what is the nickname of the city of Chico?
Okay, we're going to address that after the break, or if you want to chime in on Facebook Live, go ahead. We are going to take a break. Biz Talk, our good friends at Fertilome. So thank you for joining us. It's Garden America, back after these messages. All right, welcome back. I hope you
Trivia
had a good
question prior to the break,
Yeah,
right?
we hope you had a good break, but we are back, and we've got a trivia question, right?
Yeah, it's what is the nickname of Chico today, and what did it used to be?
And do we have any answers yet online?
I don't know. I have the answers though. I'll tell people.
Because people like to play the game. We don't want to tell them right away, do we? Let's see if we can get some response.
All right, I'm trying to get in the dark here where I can read Joyce's question. She says we have a key lime tree. It's in its second year, and the first year, I think she might be exaggerating because she says it had 1 million small limes.
They usually have no more than 750,000.
Right, right. And she said this year there's still a lot of limes and they're much bigger. She's very happy about that. But that's not unusual, right?
I don't think so, right?
Right. What's Tiger doing? He's looking over his shoulder.
Yeah, we're trying to get this little fuzziness, audio. We call it audio fuzziness in the business. That's the technical term.
Technical term.
Mm-hmm.
Am I still fuzzy or I am? It's me. It's just my voice.
Yeah.
I can't
And
help it.
we're checking. Everything's the same.
Hmm.
Well, as long as they can hear. If it's not too agitating, it's all about the information, right?
I can be irritable sometimes and irritate.
Yeah, that's
so-
true. Anybody with the answer? It's me.
Nope.
John cleared up, and now it's you.
And now it's me? Seriously?
Wow.
Wait, did you guys change mics?
We did. We did not change yours.
It would be.
But I was okay before. Now
Linda answered the question, though. Did you see that, John?
No.
City of Trees?
That's what it is currently, right?
Okay.
Now, what was it before? Was the City of Trees?
Let's see here.
This question's for you, Tiger.
This one. What is the name of former friend of BioAdvance? What is the name of our former friend of BioAdvance? Is that Bruce?
Oh.
No, not Bruce.
Lenore might be talking about Lance Walheim.
Lance Walheim.
Yeah, we haven't had Lance on for a while.
The last time
Ever
we
since
had him
he started
on,
making gin.
we talked about gin and vodka,
Yeah, exactly.
and that was in the morning.
That was in the morning.
Do you remember what Lance's brother did?
He was an astronaut.
He was.
Uh-huh.
He took a rose up into space.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, Sue Miller has a good suggestion. Suggest listeners check out the neighborhood garden centers before ordering online. I bought Grow More Citrus Growers Blend at Armstrong yesterday, and it was cheaper than Amazon plus senior discount. And you know what? I will say that is something that is happening now.
All right, shall we take two? I
When
think
you gotta go, you gotta go.
No, it was sunspots.
Was it?
That's what happened. Sunspots this
sun
time of
just
the
came
year.
up over the roof.
But it'll wreak havoc with satellites and various transmissions. And you just have to wait. It's kind of like an eclipse. You wait to the eclipse of, and then once it moves, past the moon or whatever's blocking.
Where did that saying come from? Was it World War I or World War II where it was...
It's a long way to Tipperary?
No, cry havoc and let loose the winds of war or guns of war.
I
Do you
don't
know what
know.
I'm talking
To me,
about?
it sounds like World War I.
I think it was.
Sounds very one-ish.
And I can't remember where that's from right now. If it was in a song from the 60s, you and I would know.
Oh, you're absolutely right. The Eve of Destruction, Barry Maguire.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember? His follow-up song was not as popular.
I don't think it was as controversial, was it?
No, it was almost an apology for the first one. Do you remember? It was called The Dawn of Correction.
Yeah. Sergeant Barry Sadler. Right? That's who that was, right?
No.
Oh, no, Barry Maguire.
Barry Maguire.
Sergeant Barry Sadler did another one.
He did the Green Beret.
Yes. Ballad of the Green Beret.
Yeah. Barry Maguire did Eve of Destruction. And
his sisters were the Maguire sisters.
were they?
No.
No.
It just sounded good.
They used to have those sister groups back then.
You're right.
There was the
The John Lennon sisters?
Andrews sisters.
Yeah, the Maguires. Do you know that
Those were all before my
Phyllis
time. though.
Maguire dated a big mafia guy back in the day?
From the Lennon Maguire sisters, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those were really my mom's time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know any of them. The only sisters I knew were the...
You were not the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B, were you?
No. But I do remember the Supremes.
Well, yeah, that
they
was
weren't
the
really
60s.
sisters, though.
Why is it that when I'm working over here, you just divert to talking
Because
song?
we thought that you wanted us to give you audio to it's kind of like
Right.
you're testing 1, 2, 3, get off the
Oh,
topic.
is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Rather than talking plants or gardening or anything.
And I'm going to guess here because of the sunspots that knocked us off the air. We've got about a minute to the next break.
Okay.
When I just want... go ahead, Tiger.
Hasn't spoken in a while.
Well, no, where we had left off was just talking
Right.
about versus purchasing online or at a garden center.
Oh, yeah.
And so, John made a very good point that, and then I don't know if everybody heard this portion, that during this time of year, a lot of garden centers are putting a lot of things on sale.
Right, to make room.
Make room for the end of the year.
Everything
make
must
room
go.
for Christmas. Make room for bare root.
We're going to take a break. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I'm trying to do the math here.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. Back after these messages. It's Garden America, Biz Talk Radio, Facebook Live. Stay with us. No more sunspots, please. All right, back from the break. Thank you for joining us. Biz Talk Radio, Facebook Live in the sun. We're still talking about this time of the year, making, getting everything off the shelves, making room, and taking advantage of discounts.
Yeah, because, the seasons are changing. This is when, garden centers are starting to make room for the new time of year or make room for winter. And, back east, garden centers have to clear everything out.
Yeah.
So it's like they have to empty because, When it's all of a sudden 4 feet of snow,
Right.
There's not much you can do with the plumerias or the orchids that you have in stock on your in your greenhouse, and you don't want to keep the heat on for the greenhouse if you don't not selling anything. So, yeah. So, anyways, a great time of year to shop for garden.
And that was based on.
It was based on
comment that we had.
Yeah, I can't remember who made the comment about finding something at the local garden center less expensive than finding it on Amazon. So, good to know.
Anything coming to your doorstep from Amazon today, John?
He always gets those surprises. It's always packages. Right?
I got 15 roses yesterday. I don't know if
from Amazon.
No, package on my doorstep.
Oh, okay. It was really.
It was actually from High Country Roses, and they were roses that are going to be put in the auction. By the way, if you, I think our list of auction roses will be posted on Monday, our full list, if I'm not mistaken.
May I make a suggestion, sort of piggybacking on what Kevin inquired about as far as videotaping? It would be rather easy to do a live YouTube broadcast of that show, of the I say the show, the auction, and then it's there for people just like our show on YouTube thereafter.
We can do the Saturday show from the auction also if you want.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And since a lot of the speakers will be there, we could interview some of them.
I love it.
All right, let's plan it.
Saturday and Sunday?
Well, Sunday there's no show.
It's
right?
just the broadcast.
No, I know, but you're saying we.
Well, I'm saying during our regular show on Saturday, if you want to do something special on Sunday, we might do that.
I was thinking that just in general, forgetting our show, that somebody could record the auction and they upload the video. If somebody was there to record it and upload it on YouTube.
If they want to do it themselves.
Yeah, if the Rose Society wanted to do it. Well, let's think about that.
If they were motivated. Well, the Rose Society is going to be busy.
Well, I don't know why. They're always too busy to do,
You always have to just stop and smell the roses. So,
right? Yeah, Mac Davis. See, I turned it into a song again.
Back to it. I love how John keeps looking at his phone like he's switched to the new show. He's still watching the old show looking for new comments.
Yeah.
I'll help you out here, John. Give me your phone.
What you have to do is you got to kind of shut off and restart.
I want to feel what our listeners are feeling.
I want to feel
what, aggravation?
Want to know what love is, Brian.
I want to know what love is.
Kevin wants to know when John's book will be available.
He's fighting with the publishers right now.
I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting with them, but I am trying to get them to listen.
Yes,
I think you're making some headway.
Yeah, I was explaining to you guys prior to the show that I have to put together a query package, which I never did for my nonfiction books. So it's interesting. There's a lot behind it, Brian.
I would imagine, though, like you said, they get everyone's going to write a book. They're bombarded every day, right?
Right.
24/7.
But not John's book.
Well, it's different. For sure, and sometimes that even works against you. It's like, what is this? This goes against the grain of everything I've ever published.
Well, it does, and you can get depressed, because you're working on something for 2 years, and
because you want it to go to the presses, right?
Yeah, but then you're changing things, and sometimes you get like, oh, this is no good, it'll never sell, but then you get a comment that just boosts your ego, and I showed Tiger one this morning. Which was from someone who was helping me put together my query package, and it was a really nice comment.
They admitted to being wrong about their first observation, right?
Right. But then they also, I'll have things like, I'll tell somebody, I'm trying to write a Dan Brown type thriller. And I think it was last week I got the comment back, this is so far above anything Dan Brown ever thought of.
Look at you.
It's like, oh, wow. But, then you don't know. That's one person's point of view.
And then somebody else comes along and says this is trash. It keeps your ego in check. Now, do you remember
so far, nobody said it was trash.
Charlie Brown couldn't write this. Charlie Brown wrote this.
You remember Bennett Cerf, right?
Yeah.
Random House Publishing.
Right.
He was a big wig back in the day. He was very, very big. With influence.
He sat next to Dorothy Gallen.
Who ended tragically.
Oh, did she?
You know that. She was found dead in her apartment. She was about to break the JFK case.
Oh, I remember you telling me about that.
She'd interviewed Jack Ruby in the Texas courthouse and got a lot of information, and then all of a sudden, whoops.
Now, see, that would fit right into my book.
Yes, it would, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anyway, Bennett Cerf would have published your book.
Now, did he sit next to Dorothy, or
he sat at the end?
Or where did Bess Meyerson sit?
Oh my gosh! All right. You know what? Tiger's aggravated enough at us.
No, I'm aggravated at myself. Disappointed in myself that we were dropped off again and back on. But
And back on again.
Yeah.
Sunspots.
exactly.
Do you think it was because
solar flares?
you
That's
stepped
it,
on
solar
your
flares.
pad?
It could have been because I put it down here to keep it out of the sun.
Yeah.
And I might have stepped on it.
Well, I think maybe this is nice. Maybe reevaluate the sun situation
That's
next time.
Yeah.
A tech version of putting your foot in your mouth.
You're right. Exactly.
I like over there.
Yeah. We'll get it.
Well, after the show, you just put a chair over there and
No.
you can sit there and stare at it.
See, but sitting in the sun, we're working on our crow's feet.
We're working on our crow's feet.
I'm not sure
Speaking
what
of
that
humility,
means.
Oh, I think
I
you
was
do.
wrong about Bruce Cockburn. Sorry, Carla.
No,
I
Carla,
think she
no,
was wrong.
that's fine. No.
There's
Right,
no
we
wrong
were
answers.
wrong.
There's
I said Tom Petty.
Yeah,
You
we had
should have
no
known it
clue.
was Manfred Mann.
No, we thank you for playing the game. And I told her we have lovely parting gifts for her.
You know,
Yeah. Like we said, thank you.
as long as we're on this subject now, Manfred Mann's Do What Diddy was a cover, and I did not think it was as good as the original. And I can't remember the name of the group that did the original.
Most covers are not as good as the original. Very few.
Oh, some are better.
All Along the Watchtower, Hendrix, that was a cover of Bob Dylan. And that was better than Dylan's version.
Some would argue.
Well, Dylan's version would have been completely different.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
That is a funny thing. You know, when one song, two groups, two completely different takes on how to sing
Yeah.
it or how to create that song. It's pretty interesting.
As long as we're talking about music and gardening, there is a rose. If anyone out there knows of where to get one, I lost track of this about 15 years ago, and I can't find it anywhere. And there's rumors that a person I used to know in Texas might have one, and I'm still trying to find it. But Joan Baez's sister, what was her name? Mimi Farina had a rose named after her. And
I'm listening.
if anyone out there knows where to find the
Mimi Farina Rose?
yeah, let me know, because it's a rose on the verge of extinction.
Mimi Farina
Right.
Rose.
Right. That was
Now, if we Googled it, would it even come up?
yeah.
Okay.
Is it in Help Me Find?
Yeah.
So
Mimi Farina died young.
Uh-huh.
Joan Baez's sister, and I think she died, I could be wrong, but maybe in her 30s. You know,
why
somewhere around there. She was also a singer.
why is this rose
Like-
so important to you? Besides that, it's very rare.
That's the only reason.
That's the only reason.
Yeah. Yeah, because I really didn't know Mimi Farina, but there's a story behind all the roses, and I like roses with good stories.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, that's and if she's passed early, it's kind of one of those roses that will just. It's kind of like baseball cards. When they have a very short career, those baseball cards are much more valuable to people because there's not a lot of cards of them.
Like Roberto Clemente.
He had a very short career.
He was killed in a plane
Yeah, he
crash,
died
right?
going to Haiti to deliver supplies and food. It was like, what do you call those missions? A missionary mission.
A missionary mission.
over to Haiti.
A missionary
A
mission.
missionary mission.
Like a trippy trip.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Speaking of bad franchises, anyway. All
John's
caught up?
Books. I just looked online for John's books. Nice. I'll have to order. Tanya must be talking about your succulent book.
Succulent books. The succulent
Yeah.
books were really good.
But
But
the pictures were outstanding.
the one book, Planting Designs for Cactus and Succulents,
Right.
won an award for its photography.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Buchanan
We got to take a break. We're right up against the clock. Going to take a break. One more segment coming up on this great, fantastic Garden America show from Tiger's Backyard here in San Diego, California. Stay with us. Back after these messages on Biz Talk Radio. All right. A lot of people are very happy. It's a final segment.
Yes.
Some people are sad. Some people are apathetical. You know, I'm either for or against apathy. What about you?
You can take it or leave it.
Okay.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
So, yes, final segment. And, boy, you're under the flight path of Lindbergh Field, there's no doubt.
Yeah, you know when the airport opens here, right? Because we've been quiet this whole time, and then
You've got Montgomery to the north, and you've got Lindbergh here to the southwest.
Have you guys noticed that the day length, part of it's the cooler weather, right?
Uh-huh.
But because the days are so much shorter, the plants are needing less water.
Absolutely. Tiger and I talk about this every year.
They don't dry out as fast.
No.
Yeah.
And so you couple that with the change in temperatures, and it's easy to overwater.
You know, it's interesting because I hadn't watered all week, and I went out last night just out of guilt and thought, maybe I should.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Did you check?
I checked. Some were okay. Some it was a combination of some needed, some didn't. But for the most part, they really didn't.
Yeah.
But so yeah, you got to be real careful because when you're used to watering either every day, 2 or 3 days a week, and then you can come into weather like this.
Yeah, it's true for plants in containers, but more so plants in the ground.
In the ground, yeah.
Because the cooler temperatures also reduce ground temperature, and so
The plants just naturally slow down a little bit.
yeah, especially tropicals,
Yeah.
which look great this time of year. But
Giant hibiscus loves this time of the year.
yeah, you know, we've talked a lot about roses this show. This show.
Yeah. The program.
Yeah, I'm trying to orient myself as to where I am.
We could get together.
But the you cut your roses back over a month ago, right? Because they're all coming into bloom now.
Yeah, it goes by quick. I'd say at least 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Okay, so they're all budded up and ready to go. But now you don't want to cut them back.
No, this is the last hurrah.
Right. Let them bloom and let them set hips. And the reason you want to do that is setting hips is what plants are about, setting seed, right? Their goal is to reproduce themselves. So in a rose bush, when you let it set hips, it's telling the plant, okay, you've done what you were meant to do this summer or this year, growing season, and it's time to go dormant. So as the weather gets cooler, leaves will start to fall, and they'll stop putting out new growth, and just let them go.
Okay, let them look shabby.
Yeah, if they're in the ground, you can actually stop watering if you want to.
But the mine are in pots, every one of them.
And if you don't let them set hips, the plant then just continues on.
Well,
it thinks the season never ended.
Yeah, if you keep cutting them back.
Yeah.
You know, when you cut something back, you encourage new growth.
Right.
The dormant buds that are below where you cut, want to grow, and then especially fertilizing. So you stop all fertilizing this time of year to summer growing plants. For fall growing, you can, they're going to be just starting to take off, so you can still fertilize those plants.
And they would say specifically a rose or any kind of dormant, like they take this even to like an apple tree. Mm-hmm. You want them to rest. You want them to go dormant because potentially that will lead to a better crop, a better bloom, a stronger plant the next season, right?
Yeah, the dormant plants do need to rest. It's like bears.
I was thinking the same thing, hibernation.
Did you see that this week? The Fat Bear competition they host every year?
No.
So they have this competition up in Alaska
where you stick to gardening, will you?
But this is it, where they photograph all these bears,
right?
And they're getting ready for hibernation.
So they're
all
all
getting really fat. So everybody gets to vote on a Fat Bear, competition. But but I mean, so if you don't let your plants rest, you have a weaker plant the next year.
Yeah, and it's a natural cycle. You're disrupting the cycle if you don't let it do what it wants to do or supposed to do.
Yeah.
And just like plants get confused when it goes hot to cold,
Yeah.
and then it gets warm, and they're like, oh, I guess it must be a certain time of the year.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a good point, John, is let the plant fulfill its whole year's worth of effort. let it rest, and then the next year you'll come back and you'll have a better plant.
I think what John's saying is let it be.
Now, John, there was also the idea that in Southern California, because we don't get the natural rest periods as much, that our roses were smaller blooms. Is there any truth to that, or no? Like, we get just as big of flowers as they would in some place where the roses go dormant completely.
No, I think we probably get bigger flowers
Okay.
because we have longer
Growth periods, right?
right, longer growing periods. And in the fall, when the weather's cooler, the flowers are normally larger than in the summer when it's hot.
Gotcha.
You know, the size of the blooms in the heat usually reduces.
All right.
Couple of minutes.
Yeah, I was just
All right.
trying to see if I missed anybody here.
Thanks, John.
Oh.
You saved me a lot of work.
Okay, Carla was wanted to let us know that it was the Exciters that sang "Do Wah Diddy" originally
And you know what else they did?
in 1963.
Yeah, tell him. They also did a song called "Tell Him."
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, the Exciters. Yeah, and the Toys did "Lover's Concerto."
Yeah. Now, was that a one-hit wonder?
Yeah, pretty much.
Lover's Concerto was huge. That was the
a big
number
hit.
one
It was a
song.
huge hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's interesting, Tiger, because you can go back 40, 50 years with the songs we're talking about and go, wow, that's pretty good. Now,
Tiger can't go back 50 years on anything. Yeah.
When I was in my 20s or my teens, if I were to go back 40, 50 years, I'd be like, what is this I'm listening to? It's like...
Well, that's the same way Tiger feels about you.
That's neat. So you were your 18 years old in what year?
I was 18 in 74.
So if you went back 50 years before 74, 1920s, that was Great Gatsby era.
Rudy
right?
Valley?
And,
I mean, you
Well,
know.
that's the big band era.
yeah, that was big band.
Well, it was even getting cranked up even more in the 30s and 40s. Hey, we got 48 seconds.
All right.
Now, you can join us for our other show this afternoon at 3 o'clock called Music Now and Then. Which,
One-hit wonders.
Yeah, One Hit Wonders, which we'll be broadcasting live someplace in our fantasy. Thank you for joining us. Again, Tiger, thank you for having us over here. Good luck with your son's flag football this afternoon.
All right.
Isaac, all right. And we'll do it again next week somewhere, someplace, probably here at Tiger's house. Thank you to Biz Talk Radio. This has been Garden America. Have a safe rest of your weekend, a safe week. John, keep smiling, and we'll do it again. Take care.